Hello, everyone. So, everyone within the YouTube metal community, as much as I detest that word and don't believe in the sense of community at all in general, are up in arms about a decision by one Finn McKenty, who you may know as the punk rock MBA, who recently left YouTube very unceremoniously by stating that he was only in it for the money and never cared about music to begin with. And everybody's really mad about it. Everybody is saying how much of a poser he is. All the pitchforks are sharpening. I, however, have a much different take. I think it's fucking awesome. I myself have done a soft retirement from making videos. I made a community post a while ago, and this is showing my hypocrisy like many of the other ones who come back. This very, very trivial thing shouldn't force me to want to make a video again, but here we are. But I felt I had a take on this that you're not going to be hearing elsewhere. I believe that this is the thing that we all deserved by allowing this kind of thing. I strongly detest podcast culture, YouTube culture, talking head culture, looking to have your own opinion bolstered by someone online. People are not worthy of being convinced of things. People are not able to be convinced of things. People are set in their ways. People just want to know if it is deemed socially acceptable to like what they already like. And people will look to someone like Finn McKenty, and they're either going to want to try to see someone of his stature and take him down a notch, or they're going to want to make sure that someone like him likes the stuff that they are allowed to like. All of that stuff, I think, is just a horrendous waste of time, as much as this video is. I had left, or semi-soft retired, however you want to call it, from making videos because I said I wanted to concentrate on making music, and I didn't want to be another voice cluttering the airways where you guys should be spending it listening to other people's art instead of someone talking about art. There's nothing that can replace the one-on-one experience you have with someone's output, someone's music, someone's painting, anything that is creative. That is an intimate connection that you're feeling with the artist. And by me talking about it, whether or not what I have to say is objectively true, it's sullying the experience. It's sullying the art itself. I have so much to say about metal, about records old and new. I would love to be able to continue to make videos for you, but I realized I was part of the problem. And I think that what happened here, people being so mad, sharpening pitchforks, calling him a poser, I think it's fucking great because we enabled this culture. We instead of spending time getting so excited to like go to a record store, buy shit, and like listen to what people have to say musically, now we're looking to fucking dorks online and validating their opinions and giving them money to live on. We created some kind of fucking ridiculous capitalist scheme where anyone can get a bunch of followers if they say the right things and get paid for it. And that's what happened here. And metal and hardcore were never meant to be talked about in this kind of medium. I say that knowing that I've done it for years. Both genres are celebrated for their spontaneity. There's something that you feel within the moment, whether or not it's captured on record or live. It's something that you have to be there. And even though he professed to have grown up in the scene, the hardcore scene in the 80s and 90s, and people want to know what that's like, of course, they want to try to fake having his experience and live vicariously through them, because that's what people do. That's another thing is people don't care about music, and they care about the experience, the lived experience of having a movement placed onto you so that you can try to validate yourself through it and say that you've been there and not try to learn from it, not try to learn who these people are. People just want to have it be something that they adorn themselves with. And that's why a band like Blood Incantation, their new record, as much as I've lampooned them in the past, people are not liking the music. They're liking the decisions made within the music, the decisions to smash genres together, because it's so brave, because people want to know that they can, if they wanted to, they can be iconoclastic too. Let me just shut my work phone off in the middle of this rant. But they love the idea that people are brave enough, and if they had the skill and the talent, that they could make a brave choice musically. And that brave choice, of course, is to shatter norms. Whether or not the box that metal is in, the box that hardcore is in, whatever, whether or not those parameters are set because it's a unified language trying to speak about something, it doesn't matter. You could say more by throwing things against the wall. You could be daring in their eyes, but it's the cheapest way to be daring. People can't understand melody. They don't know what melodies are saying. They understand the vehicles to deliver a message, but they can't hear the message. But they can hear genre splicing. And they want to know what someone like Finn McKenty had to do with his life. They want to be able to say, I was there because I could visualize it through him. And they gave him money to do it. And he went ahead and turned his back on all of it. Instead of going out quietly, he broadcast to the world that he never cared about any of it, never listened to any of it. I don't know if it's true or not, but it shouldn't matter. This is trivial nonsense. Who cares about this fucking guy? You should be listening to the records. You should be looking for other bands that are trying to carry the torch for the genres you love. And instead you care about this fucking guy? Like, oh my God. And you know, I at work, I will sometimes just go through while driving. I'll go through different metal YouTube guys, and just the vitriol they all feel for this. It's just like, it's just amazing to me how much they care about what this individual has to say. It's alarming to me, but I love it because we should have never put trust in what someone is saying online. I don't care if it's me. You know, you guys have questioned me for years. That's fine. I'm not fucking like holier than thou in any way. I have very, very strong opinions. Don't get me wrong. I am able to see through the bullshit and look at objective strengths and records and objective weaknesses. People don't want to talk about that. They conflate their likes for something with quality, which is a mistake. And we've talked about that many times. But for someone that's for the metal and hardcore listeners out there who will dox anyone that has a slightly different opinion of them, you guys couldn't fucking tell that this guy wasn't legit. You never once questioned it. You're surprised by this shit. I think it's fucking great because metal, hardcore, whatever umbrella he was under, you know, that shit was never meant to be talked about in this medium, and it was, and by being able to make money on it, you're finally putting that nail in the coffin. You're showing that these genres are truly dead. And I think it's great. I think it's great that he did that. I think it's great that he took you guys all for a fucking ride. I think it's awesome. We're so starved for authenticity. That's the thing about metal, is that we go to this genre because we're looking for authenticity. We've turned our backs on all the popular genres because they're not authentic, because they're forced, because you write within a box of what the masses are going to like. And you don't do that with metal. You speak from within when you're doing metal. And here we have a guy that, in our quest for authenticity, lived right under our noses and was a complete fraud the whole time. And I think it's fucking great. It shows that, you know, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You might be hungry for authenticity, but you couldn't find it. There's no way you could find it. You know where you could find it? In all of your friends before the fucking pandemic happened. You could find it in close-knit circles, and then now everyone's starved to find it from afar. You're starved to look for someone online that could share your opinions. It's a fucking social nightmare that we all have just so easily fallen into. And I'm so glad it happened. I am so glad it happened. If anything, I hope that this allows you guys to want to turn off talking heads like me, like him, like anybody, and listen to the fucking music. Who cares what this guy has to say? Who cares? Who cares if he was a fraud? Oh my God, it just blows my mind. This is the thing that gets people talking. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and use this channel to broadcast music I write. I do want to talk about music in different ways and try to involve you guys, like I said I would. I've been very busy. But I don't want it to sully the experience. And here he has sullied the experience by reading Wikipedia to the audiences, and no one fucking figured it out. You guys didn't fucking figure it out. Where were you on this one? It's unbelievable. But either way, now I know that I can make a shitload of money. I can go ahead and put on a silly hat and you know, read from Wikipedia, and you guys should fucking throw me money. That'd be sick. Wouldn't have to bust my balls all week long and barely have time to do anything. It's good to know that you could just lie to people for a living. God damn it. Either way, I don't like to be proven right about certain things. I don't like to be proven right that the podcast culture has no value, that the YouTube personality culture has no value. But this does it. You know, I can make videos about my own, or put up songs of my own. No one will give a shit. But if I say one word about a fucking golden calf band that everybody loves, everybody dogpiles on me. And, you know, he had said that he had to make videos about System of a Down repeatedly. Don't know why he had to. I can continue to make videos about Death and about how bad Death's songwriting is. What does it do for me? Nothing. What does it do for you, or whether or not you're a fan of the band? You're not going to listen. You're not going to, especially if you're a fan. You like the band, so it's good. That's how it works. But yeah, I hope that this causes the YouTube metal community, however they want to be fucking called, to completely implode. I really do. I hope people can look at this and think, all of you guys, myself included, look at the hypocrisy on display. I made you guys a fucking video about bullshit, and it's part of the whole sphere of bullshit that is currently cluttering the airwaves when people could be listening to music. Just turn it off. Turn all of us off. Turn all of us off and put on the fucking records you love. Just fucking do that. Thanks.